Alright, in this video we'll see how to add banner in the single product page. So now you see this is a banner that we have uploaded by getting into this page where you'll find the inventory tab, and now I'm just going to change the image. Let's just select this image and use this image, click on update. So once you update, you have updated the single product image for this particular product. Now this is the banner. This is the banner that you have selected for this particular product. Now here, if there is a festival season, you can show the offer section in this banner. You can apply coupon code, you can give discount, and the creativity is in your hand. Now let me just show you how to add this banner in the single product page. Now this is a three-step process. The first step is we'll render the HTML on the inventory tab. So you'll see the input field and the button. We'll render this, and when I click on update, the data which is in this input field will get stored into the database. That's the second step. And in the third step, we are going to override a template. Now this particular page, which is single product, this section is particularly coming from a template, and that template is in the location content-single-product.php. Now we need to override that template and place the code. The code will have simple read operation from the database. Since we have stored the database with the help of this update button, this data we can access it with the help of the PHP function getMeta, and we'll use the getMeta code in the content-single-product.php template. So this is how the process is going to be. Now let me just deactivate the old one. To create a plugin, you just need to have a folder. On the plugins folder, I have set up my WordPress locally. Now I'm just going to name it as banner2. Now we need a PHP file, and this PHP file should have the same name as your folder name. So in this case, we have given the banner2.php all files. As said, I want to display the plugin in this particular page. So to do that, I'm going to name it as banner2. This is the description, this is the version number, and this is the author name. And this is enough to make your plugin that you can view on this particular page. If I click on activate, nothing is going to happen. Now what I need is, I want to have a hook, call a hook, and that hook will simply render the HTML. So we have the input field and we have a button. So once I click on button, media library API shows up. So let's do that. So this is the hook. We just have to focus on inventory. So WooCommerce product option, inventory product data. So this is inventory, so we have added inventory. If you want shipping, you just need to mention shipping. If you want linked product, you need to mention linked product, attributes, variation, advanced, and so on. So only this particular portion will change, and whenever this hook is called, a function will get executed that will have the HTML. So to render the HTML, which is input field and button, WordPress gives you a function, and this function will simply input the HTML. So the WooCommerce WP text input, and this is the ID, this is the label, this is the placeholder. I'm saying I just need input type text. There is an option for input type number, input type date, input type color. Now I just need text, and also there is a button here. So when I click on this button, a JavaScript should get triggered, and that JavaScript will simply open the media library API. So when I click on this button, you will see we'll have the button. When I click on the button, by default, when you click, the page will get refreshed. I don't want the page to get refreshed, that's why eve.prevent default, and I'm getting the button. So I'm calling the media library API. So you'll see select banner image. So if I click on the button, you will see select banner image. It is coming from this title, and since I need only one file when I select, so that's why first is selected, and the selected data would get stored into the attachment, and I want the attachment. So when I click on this particular, select one particular image, you will see the alt, the title, the caption, the description, the URL that can be accessed with the help of this attachment. Now I just need only the URL, so I'm calling attachment.url and storing it into the input field. So this is the input field. Now this is how the HTML rendering works. Now what I need is I want to save. When I click on update, usually in PHP when you click on update, the input field will have a name ID, a name attribute, and name attribute can be accessed with the help of post super global variable. So let's do that. So now when you click on update, the hook get called WooCommerce process product data, and this relevant function we are attaching to it, and we are first checking whether the name attribute has some value or not. So you can see the name attribute we have given it over here in the form of ID. So when I say ID and name are going to be same for this particular input field. So if you just check by pressing on F12, you'll find the ID and input field will have same attribute underscore. You can see this is ID and this is name, so both are same. So now with the help of PHP we are checking whether value is set or not. If the value is set, then store it into the database. To store it into the database, WordPress gives you a function update force meta. Now the second part is also done. First we have rendered the HTML, second we have stored the data into the database. Now we need to override a PHP file. So to override a PHP file, we need to get into the themes folder. So inside themes folder, let me just show you. Now in the plugin in the WooCommerce, you will find templates. Inside templates you will find content single product dot. You need to copy this and get into our themes folder. I'm using Astra theme now. Create a folder called WooCommerce. I have created it. You have to create it for this to work, because so let me just rename this, and this is a code which we got from WooCommerce plugin, and I'm pasting it into the theme WooCommerce folder. So let's just open it. Now we need to find where, if we paste our CRUD operation, the read operation, so we need to check where we can paste the HTML. So as of now, this is not going to work because we have removed the line. Now in the visual hook, you will find where it is better way to place. So we need to find WooCommerce before single product summary. So this is the place where we want to show our HTML. So how are we going to do it? Since every product has a unique ID, now with this unique ID, which is 62, we need to check whether the 62 has the variable, has this input field. Let's do that. Now you will find with the ID, I'm checking whether the name attribute, the key attribute present or not. If the key attribute is present, then save it in the banner. If there is a banner, then display the banner. That is how it is going to work. I hope this is clear. Now this is the HTML rendering part, this is the HTML saving part. You can see we are saving it with the help of the key. So this is actually the key which we are accessing it in the template, and with the help of ID, the ID will get matched with this unique key. If this unique key has the value, then there is a banner variable which is filled. Now if there is a banner variable, then display the image. So let's just try changing the image. So once you click on update, you need to see in the front end that image should get changed. And that's the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. So the part that we have covered here is we have seen how to override the template to make this work. We can also make this by attaching it to this hook, but the concept of having this plugin is to learn how the template overriding works. So you see in this content single product.php, we have do action. We have seen add action, add filter, but in the core files there are do actions. So whatever you had here with the help of hook, those function would get called in the core file over this place. if suppose you are calling this hook in this place, the function you are calling will get called in this particular place. That's how it works.